Hello, everyone. Today, we're exploring Genesis 49, a chapter that shows how God's plans unfold through the lives of individuals and families. It's the story of Jacob blessing his 12 sons and prophesying about their futures. These blessings not only shape the tribes of Israel, but also point to God's greater redemptive plan. Let's dive in. As Jacob nears the end of his life, he calls his 12 sons to his bedside. He says, "Gather around so I can tell you what will happen to you in days to come." This moment is deeply significant, as Jacob, now known as Israel, speaks words of blessing and prophecy over each of his sons. These words will shape the identity and destiny of the 12 tribes of Israel. Jacob begins with Reuben, his firstborn, but his blessing is mixed with rebuke. He says, "You are my firstborn, my might, the first sign of my strength, excelling in honor, excelling in power. Turbulent as the waters, you will no longer excel, for you went up onto your father's bed, onto my couch, and defiled it." This refers to Reuben's sin with Bilhah, Jacob's concubine, which cost him his birthright. Jacob's blessings vary greatly, reflecting the unique character and destiny of each son. For example, Simon and Levi are rebuked for their violence in Shechem, and Jacob declares, "They will be scattered in Israel." Judah receives a powerful blessing. "The scepter will not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, until he to whom it belongs shall come, and the obedience of the nations shall be his." This prophecy points to the future reign of King David and ultimately to Jesus, the Messiah. Joseph is blessed abundantly. "Your father's blessings are greater than the blessings of the ancient mountains, than the bounty of the age-old hills." Let all these rest on the head of Joseph, on the brow of the prince among his brothers. This blessing reflects Joseph's faithfulness and God's favor on him. Each blessing reveals God's sovereignty and his ability to work through both the strengths and weaknesses of Jacob's sons. After blessing his sons, Jacob gives them specific instructions about his burial. He says, "I am about to be gathered to my people. Bury me with my fathers in the cave in the field of Ephron the Hittite, in the cave of Machpelah near Mamre in Canaan." This request reflects Jacob's faith in God's promise to give the land of Canaan to his descendants. He then draws his feet up into the bed, breathes his last, and is gathered to his people. This moment marks the end of an era, but also the beginning of the fulfillment of God's covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So, what can we learn from Genesis 49? First, God's plans are fulfilled through individuals, families, and generations. Second, our actions have consequences, but God's sovereignty can redeem even our mistakes. Finally, this chapter reminds us that God's promises are sure, and His redemptive plan is unstoppable. Let's trust Him to work through our lives and leave a legacy of faith. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next story.